Hi everyone, I'm Allie with Potomac Beads, and in this Better Beader episode, I'm going to show you a new product that we're really excited to carry here at Potomac Beads that hopefully should make your beading life a little bit easier. I'm going to be introducing to you our settings for our Potomac Crystals. We have an introductory line of them in just a couple sizes, and we're going to be increasing the number that we carry. This is going to allow you to do a project very quickly. And if you're not a bead weaver or a seed beader, you can easily put the crystal into a setting by yourself very easily with a pair of pliers and be on your way. Even line up a couple for a stretchy bracelet and really have fun creating with some of these gorgeous Potomac crystals in these great settings. So like I said, we're really excited to be able to get some of these settings so that way you can make the crystals in setting any color that you want. I just have some examples here that we have carried already in the past where the crystal is already set. These are great, but sometimes it's hard, honestly, as a supplier to find the colors that we want to and to get them consistently. So we thought a great idea was to start actually getting some of these settings ourselves. And these settings are going to be empty, and then you're going to be able to put in whatever crystal you want. Normally, when it comes to a Rivoli or a setting, you're going to have to seed bead around it. You're going to have to figure out how you might glue a bail on. So it's not an easy, quick fix to wanting to use some of these crystal stones without settings. Whether or not you're using the Potomacs or you have some vintage Swarovski, you can look at these and really have fun creating easy, quick pendants or beads or earrings out of the settings with very little effort. So the sizes and shapes that we are currently selling and stocking, although we will be increasing in both the crystal colors as well as the shapes as well as the settings. The first one I'm going to look at is our oval. So we have the oval in two different sizes. In the Potomac's crystals, we have those in over 25 colors. So you can look at them and really, like I said, kind of make it your own. We have them in the 13 by 18 millimeter and then also the 18 by 25 millimeter. Now, these look like they're set in, but I'm going to simply pop them out, lay them in, and if by chance one of the prongs got bent a little bit, just bend it up. And you can see how they sit right over the top. I'm going to use this 18 by 25 as an example because it's a little bit bigger so you can see the holes that are positioned along the sides of the oval. So there's holes going through from one side to the other side the whole way along the back. If I stick a needle through there, you can see, I'll stick the needle through. See that thread goes right through the back. When you flip it over, it's perfectly positioned at the bottom that when I put my crystal in, it's not rubbing along the back of the hole. So you have some room there. You can again string stretchy string through. It has about a 0.1 millimeter, 1.2 millimeter hole, so you have plenty of space to put a bead on through there. An 11-0 will stop it. A 15-0 will go through. So keep that in mind as you are kind of getting your design in place. In addition to the ovals, we have the teardrops here. We have the teardrops in a smaller and larger size as well. You can see the emerald here, or the peridot. I've gone in and I've bent the prongs. This is also a sneak peek at tomorrow's video, the Lady Violet, showing how to use these in settings as well. So in its settings here, the 13 by 18, and then again the oval or the drop as well in the 18 by 25, you can see the thread goes right along the back there. If you want to, again, you can put seed beads in the interior there, so that way you don't have that thread showing in the back, but it's in the back, so it doesn't really matter. So we have that in the smaller and the larger size as well. And again, when you're looking at it, you just kind of look at where the holes are and how they're positioned. They're always going to be towards the bottom of the setting. Again, so when you put the beads in, you have room for the bead to actually sit and go along the back. We also have the settings for 10, 12, 14, and 18 millimeter Rivolis, which is great because those are really popular. So the 10 millimeter here, when you look at it, you open it up, you drop your crystal in, and you can see the prongs are just going to sit right to the side. So it just sits right in there, and then I have my prong setting in. Same thing with this one. I have two holes that line up laterally on the right side and on the left side. These are going to line up as they get bigger. Here is my 12 millimeter. Here is my 18 millimeter setting, and then here is my 14 millimeter setting, and here is my 18 millimeter. So you can see that the Rivoli sits right on the top of the piece, and it has room in the back for its point. This again is going to give you the options to use one hole or multi-holes as you're working with it. And I did this little example here with the 12 millimeter setting that you can also face it backwards if you want to. So here it is that I have this silver backing on the back. Always suggest paint it with a little bit of permalac, and it's reversible. So I actually, rather than stringing through, just took some wire or a head pin, put it into the interior of the setting. You can do this from the front side or the back side, so it's kind of reversible here, and I have the color showing through. You just ignore the bottom holes there if you want to, and you have just a nice addition where you have that reversible, which hopefully should give you some ideas for the different settings. I love the idea of this with just a little bit of chain, one side and the other, again, keeping it really, really simple. We also have here the 12 millimeter cushion that has been really, really popular. We have that setting as well. Same deal, you drop your crystal in there, and along the back, same thing. 2 holes go along the side, 2 holes along the side of the other one. We also have a Navette setting, and we're waiting to get the Navette crystals in. You may already have one. This is going to be increasing that crystal size, shape, and variety that we are carrying. And this one here, the Navette, is a 9 by 18 millimeter. When you're going in, so this is the main reason for the Better Beader episode, is to show you the correct way to bend the prongs and how to make sure that you're not messing up your crystal. Keep in mind too, if you want to try it out, you can always look and see how beads fit in if you want to do a cabochon or a different style of rounded bead as well. If you have the prongs bent a tiny little bit, never fear. You're just going to unbend them or unturn them. I'm going to take my nylon jaw pliers, that's the easiest, and kind of straighten them out. The nylon jaw pliers, you may not have them. However, if you do, they're great to use. When I'm going in, and let's go do the oval here. So I'm doing this oval setting here, and obviously I don't want to scratch my crystal. So the nylon jaw are nice because I can go in and I can push that jaw down, and the nylon itself is not going to scratch the crystal. When you do one side, you're going to flip over and go to the opposite corner. Simply pinch that over, then again, go over here. So you'll notice I'm doing them on the diagonal, and I'm not doing them around in the circle. That's going to make sure that your piece stays a little bit more centered. Go in here then, do the last one, bending them in. Once you get them all done, I'm just going to go around the circle and make sure that those are nice and pinched down. Ta-da, done. If you don't happen to have the nylon jaw pliers, that is fine. You can go into a setting. So here's the oval setting, and this is how you're going to do this. You can go into the setting just with your needle nose pliers, and I put my hand kind of right there near where the prong is going to be. Because what usually happens, we'll see if it does, my pliers kind of shift towards and will slide. Now I don't want to mark up the crystal. So you can see that one's not holding it in completely yet. I'm going to pick up the crystal, put it back down, making sure it's into that inner prong there. Flip over to the other side, do the same thing. I can go underneath the crystal, but I don't want to scratch the back. So I'm just going to go in and kind of pinch that side down. Then once again, I'm going to go to the other one, same deal, pinch that one down. If you want to, you can also take just a soft cloth, like a bead mat, put it on top of the crystal where your finger is. So as you're going here, if your pliers happen to slip like that, you're not going to scratch your crystal. Same thing here once I have all my pliers. So again, I'm just using my needle nose pliers and just bending down. Once you have those done, if you want to, making sure that my pliers are going to the back here, but they're not scratching the crystal, I'm just going to go in and pinch down with my needle nose pliers, just staying on the prongs themselves. So see, my prong is setting it right there, my crystal, and my finger stays in the way, so that way the pliers itself does not scratch the crystal. 4 prongs down, ready to go. So you can see it's really, really nice and easy to go ahead and create with this pronged idea. I can now go in if I want to and create a stretchy bracelet where I have these all lined up and just beads in between, getting that nice costume jewelry look and getting it very blingy, going from biggest to smallest, and really having fun creating with this really simple piece. It kind of is the missing link for all of those crystals and how to work with them and how to use them. We're going to be selling these in packs of 10 because they're rather inexpensive, and that way you can have fun creating and making what you want with them. They're very, very simple to do, just a drop on a necklace, a pair of earrings, and the holes line up again. If you want to string them, you can kind of go in and out to the side. You can also seed bead around them. So you can go in and create the illusion of a bezel if you want to by seed beading around the setting themselves, which we've done with a number of the different smaller ones as well. So you can really kind of have some fun creating. You can also make sure that we love your feedback on these new products. So when you go down into the comments, you can always request settings for different size crystals that you want. You say, oh, I've really loved the bigger navettes. I want those. So I really love the bigger navettes. I'd love to see that setting happen. I really want to see a setting for X, Y, or Z type of crystal. Let us know and give your feedback on this video, and we would love to get that information so we can gear the products towards those that are actually in demand to help you out in your beading experience. Remember, with these, they have a decent size hole, so you'll be able to get even 20 and 18 gauge wire through the hole to create if you're doing wire working as well. This makes it very, very easy for some wire things to help and to stabilize them on, say, your wrap bracelets. We're really excited about this, and we want, again, for you to share your feedback and let us know what sizes and shapes you would love to see. As always, thanks so much for watching this Better Beader episode. Hopefully this gives you an idea of some of these beautiful stones, what you can actually do to create with these crystal stone-like rivolis and chatons, and going in and creating using the settings rather than having to bead around them completely. That prong effect is really, really hard to accomplish if you're just using seed beads. With some wire working, you can go through the back of these crystals and really have fun creating and using them very, very quickly and easily to add to your products. Remember, if you haven't already, hit that little subscribe button so you don't miss anything from us here at Potomac Beads. Give a little feedback again below to help us decide on our product development, which sizes and shapes you would love to see settings for. In addition, if you start creating with these, make sure to share your creations in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. As always, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this Better Beader gives you some ideas to help make you better at your craft. Thanks so much, and happy beading, everyone.